Hey y'all, it's racing day, so loud out here I can't hear a thing. Man, the fans are going wild. And these drivers came to rock, and no place else but Fox knows how to do it NASCAR style.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Hey now, here we go, race day. Don't you be going slow. Keep that pedal down on the floor. Push it till the crowd can't take no more. Then hey, since the flag came down, be here till the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways. Hey, since the flag came down, be here till the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Concord, North Carolina for race number 5 of the LIMECAR SimRacing Challenge. It's the Bank of America Roval 400 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the first of 2 races at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The first one this week, the next one next week. I'm here up in the booth alongside Tommy McIntyre. Tommy, how are you doing here today?
Doing very well, Tyson. Glad to be back. Thanks for having me again.
The point standings see a little bit of a gap out front. Tyler Cooke up front, Eris Yuko with a 21-point gap, but I would say the main storyline is this is the last race before the in-season tournament. It's really going to be quite interesting here, especially with this being the cutoff race.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how those drivers who are around the cut line end up racing, if they try to go a little bit more aggressive strategy-wise to get that first round bye or not.
Got a lot of good drivers below that cut line. So the top 24 in points will receive a bye for round 1, and then 25th through 40th will compete against each other. So this is going to be a little interesting to make note of. Justin Haley, Quentin Haley, Nicholas Soa, Richard Fridge, a lot of good guys underneath that cut line. Harry Williams, Ricardo Garcia right on that cut line there as well. I don't know. It's definitely a new factor to play into today's race, but here are the race facts for today. 28 laps, 2.32 mile track, 17 turns were on the previous to 2024 layout. That fuel window, 31 to 33 laps, going to be really interesting. Don't expect many people to hit. We'll go into that a little later. Row 1 sees CRT teammates Robbie Gordoff and Garrett Lamar. Row 2, Jerry Chen and Matthew Fascon. Cars rolling through the infield section as row 3 sees Cam Arrow, and then Christopher Rennell goes to the rear for failing tech 3 times. Ryan Barone, Santiago Nicholas in row 4. Row 5 sees Richard Fridge and Justin Haley. Row number 6 sees Astolfo Motorsports teammates Cam Wright Jr. and Eris Yuko. Row 7 sees Hunter Collier and Strokey Banger. Row 8, Tyler Cooke and Desquarius Greenhouse Jr. These 2 guys could definitely make their way through the field today. Ian McDaniel and Reed Simpson making up row number 9. Row 10 sees Henry Guo and Grayson Collins in the 5 car. Row 11, Norris Told and Kaz Gralla. 12th row sees Zachary Pons and hometown kid Michael Guthrie. Row 13, Quentin Haley and Blake Walker. I'd say this is the hometown race for a lot of guys in the Charlotte area as Ricardo Garcia and Logan Williams make up row 14. Row 15 sees Aaron Giffen and Jordan Madron. Row 16 is going to have Anthony Foss in the number 21 and Chase Gibbons in the 14. Ethan Harrison, Austin Green make up row 17. Row 18 is going to have Joe Kraus and Christian Viscani. Row number 19 is going to have Kyle Mabey and Nicholas Soa. And rounding out the field here today is Harry Williams and Chris Lilly. Now, Tommy, I mentioned earlier the fuel run, 31 to 33 laps. Do we expect many people to pit? I mean, that'll last us the whole race, but could some people try to play some strategy?
Yeah, like I say, with people who are below that cut line for the in-season tournament, people might try to take a risk, see if they go on an alternate strategy and if it works out for them, if they're desperate for a few extra points. But other than that, I can't imagine the front guys taking that risk. I'd say they just want to hold on to that track position that they're able to build up here. We'll see how it goes.
Gordoff, Lamar, dooring each other through the final section as they lead them to the green flag here at the Charlotte Roval. all clean through turn 1. Car slipping and sliding a little bit as Gordoff takes the early advantage on Garrett Lamar. Lamar, 3 wins to his name, all 3 of them coming at road courses and all 3 of them in season number 2. But look at this, Matthew Fastnaugh in the 04, he's making a hard charge against the 37. So the only veteran driver I'd say on the road courses in LIMECAR is Garrett Lamar up front. Jerry Chen really didn't have the greatest results at road courses in the Truck Series in Season 2, but everybody else up front is a rookie. Very interesting to make note of.
Yeah, we've seen so far that the rookies have really been showing some speed, so yeah, it's no surprise to see a couple of them up front, but you really would expect that at a road course like this that the veteran presence of people like Garrett and other drivers who have been around the block for the first 2 seasons would be showing up, but so far Lamar's the only one holding that charge.
And Chase Gibbons looks like he gets turned around, and Lamar that's Marnell, he's just going to push him sideways. Not happy with that 14 just being planted in front of him. We stay green. That's really unfortunate. The 23 showed a lot of speed, qualified 6th, but they failed Tekken. Oh, that's Hunter Collier jumping the curb and plants right in front of the 43, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Very interesting on the hot button for the caution as we're going to race back around to the line, but a very odd wreck there on the front straightaway.
Yeah, not good news for the CRT drivers that ain't out front at the moment, just getting caught up in other people's wrecks there, but looks like no real damage, so hopefully they're able to keep going.
As Gordoff is able to take a somewhat sizable advantage over the 13 of Lamar. A lot of road racing talent at CRT with the 13, the 23 being road course veterans. Tyler Cooke, not much more to be said about him, GT3 driver. But Robbie Gordoff, definitely an interesting surprise for someone who doesn't stay in the know. But that 33 car has got some speed. We're going to coast back around to the line. The field kind of spreading back out as they know that the yellow is back out. Everybody trying to retain their position. As lap 3 of 28 sees our first yellow. Let's take a look and see what happened. Like Collier just overshot turn 16, hit the turtles in turn 17, and the front bumper of the 43 met the rear bumper of the 60.
Yeah, nothing Tyler Cooke can do there.
That was a harder lick than I anticipated for the 43. Let's see if anybody comes down pit road. None of the front guys seem to be doing so. Yep, looks like we're going to double file back up for a restart on lap 5 of 28. Only drivers that came down pit road, the 60, the 43, and the 32 of Kyle Mabey. So he took 1 lap at speed. Didn't start the race officially, had an engine issue. He did 1 lap, took it back to the garage, and he will retire from the race. So unfortunate for another one of our road course ringers, Kyle Mabey, for not making any laps today.
Yeah, for sure, a disappointment for maybe. He's obviously, as you say, really good talent at road courses, so yeah, unfortunate he didn't get to show that today.
Through 16 and 17, green flag is back out. We're back underway. Garrett Lamar is going to try to take the advantage on the 33. Ropes it around the outside. He's going to take it with confidence. Gets in front of his teammate. Maybe, no, they're still side by side through turns 2 and 3. Able to take advantage through 4, as here's the 04 of Matthew Fastnaugh. He's going to take it. He's going to try to take it to the inside of the 33. Gordoff restarted in the lead. He's now under fire for second. The 04 trying to make the most of it, but it looks like this left-hander maybe has the advantage. The 04 is still sticking strong on that outside. And Jerry Chen sitting in 4th, laying in the weight. He had a good little run through 3 and 4, but he's fallen back a little bit. 48 started to the or close to the rear. He's been making some positive moves. That is for 28th. So you see the field still 2x2 stacking up through that bus stop. I think we're going to see a lot of issues through there just because of the nature of how drivers are. They're going to try to take it 2 and 3 wide on that braking zone. As I was going to say, Garcia made some positive moves, but him, the 16 and the 62 come down pit road. That's quite the strategy here.
Yeah, not really too sure what's up with that. Like, if you wanted to make an early pit stop, you'd think you'd want to do it under the caution, but sure, look, it's their race, not mine.
Yeah, that is true. As we see a good little full field flyby on board with the 51 of Michael Guthrie. Grew up about 5 minutes from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he's a 3-season veteran. Second time at the Charlotte Roval. Sitting in 21st right now, Guthrie, always a very sneaky solid contender. Did pretty solid in Season 1. Finished 8th in the standings in Season 2. And back at Astolfo Motorsports in the 51. Never won to contend for wins, I would say, yet. But that 51 definitely is a sneaky contender for putting together a Matt Kenseth type of season.
Yeah, Michael had some solid runs for us there last season. As you say, like, very consistent, and put up a decent haul of points across the entire season. But we were looking for a bit of change in the organization, and as you say, like with Garrett picking up as many wins as he did at the road courses, there's only 4 seats. So if you're looking to get a new driver in, somebody's got to go, and unfortunately, Michael was the odd one out in that scenario. But still, as we say, like a very talented driver.
As we see a lot of people almost making the same mistake Collier made, jumping through that. Looks like we got an issue up front. That's the 23, the 80. They stay green. Almost a big stack up there. As that's another dent in the car for for Marnell, as he's going to try to get it back going. I don't know, that back half of the field not really playing nice. A lot of these guys, save for Marnell and Collier, underneath that cut line, trying to make the most of their positions and their points here today. Here's someone that's under the cut line, the 46 of Ryan Barone. He's sitting in 4th place right now. Great points day for that 46 car. We got a yellow. Oh, that's the 97. The 23 seems to avoid it, but the 97 that is Austin Green goes around, and the yellow comes out once again. Kind of a weak yellow. As we're going to take a look and see what happened here.
Skill issue.
He just goes around into that backstretch chicane. I don't really understand what happened here. Let's go on board with Harry Williams. The evasive maneuver takes him right into the mess. One last look at it right here. He just hits that turtle and goes around. I don't know what else to say. It's good that this field gets stacked back up because all these cars were fast, and we're going to see, looks like no pit stops here.
I don't know who it was, but I think it might have been one of the Astolfo cars. Looked like they got sideways just in front of the 97, and maybe in reaction to that, got on the brakes a little bit hard, maybe locked the rears or something like that and spun it, but yeah, still not too sure what the crack was with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of those accordion stack-ups, especially towards the back half of the field. The Squarius Greenhouse Jr., looks like that was the Astolfo car that got involved in that. Austin Green took the car down pit road, but we're going to restart here on lap 10 of 28. Green flag back in the air, the 13 and the 33. two teammates side by side going through the first two corners. Gordoff is able to take the advantage this time. Looks like the outside might be the preferred lane here.
Yeah, you're able to get a lot of momentum there through turn 1, especially on the exit. That kind of carries you into turn 2 with a more sweeping line as well. You don't get pinched off at the apex for turn 2. So last two restarts there, it's actually been, yeah, like you say, the guy who restarted second on the outside is taking the advantage. So we'll see if the leader changes up their strategy now on if there's another restart.
Oh, hard in the wall. That's a little back in the field. That's Ryan Barone sliding through that 789 sector. But yeah, I agree. I think the leader's definitely going to have to change up their style. You see these cars really float it through turns 1 and 2. They're really sliding through that section. And I think if you're starting on that inside, you don't have the room on the outside to really send the car like you want to. You really have to woe it down, especially on these restarts where you're trying to get as much momentum as possible. Jerry Chen makes a pass for second. Garrett Lamar says, never mind. 37's going to battle back on the inside, but I thought the 37 had it won there, but the 13's going to have what appears to be the outside line as the 01 of Norris Told goes for a slide. We stay green. Camera operator cutting away from a great battle for second there. Unsure what we were doing here, but it appears that the 13 has regained second place.
I believe it.
And he has as the 04 is now battling with Jerry Chen for third place. It's the 99 and the 29. Justin Haley and Cam Arrow. This is for sixth place. Fifth and sixth place. 99 having a good solid run. He hasn't had the best of starts to the season. Daytona didn't exactly go as planned. Kind of hung around in the back. Got involved in some wrecks at Atlanta as well as Rockingham. But as the 29 tries to crossover, oh, Justin Haley jumps the curb. That's not what you'd expect from a Cup Series level talent, but he loses 5-6 positions there through the backstretch chicane. Oh, the yellow comes out, and that's Tyler Cooke. I don't see any issue with him, but the yellow is going to come out here on lap 12 of 28. Officials have been on the button hot today as the yellow is going to come out. Let's take a look and see what brought this caution. I'm not sure why we threw the yellow for this one.
Ooh.
He just hits that inside wall coming through the backstretch chicane. Yeah, really unfortunate there for the 45. As it looks like we've got a little bit of an issue up front. The 13 of Lamar came down pit road for an issue of some flavor, and it looks like we are not stacked up at all for this restart, but it's going to be Gordoff up front, and we're going to restart once here. It looks like Chen just didn't line up alongside that 33 car, and that screwed everybody up. That's very odd of a restart here, but we're back green with the 33 out front. Very, very interesting restart here. Officials looking at the restart, trying to review what seemed to have happened. They're saying that the 37 is the reason that we did not have a clean restart. They're assessing a warning to Jerry Chen that he needs to comply with restart rules. I mean, the entire field was not stacked up, so I don't think that was all on the 37. But very interesting to see that issue, that warning being issued.
Yeah, maybe for the front couple of rows there, Jerry was the issue, but I don't think he can be the scapegoat for the entire field. I think the LIMECAR officials kind of have to take a look at themselves in that scenario and call a faults. But look, I probably shouldn't say too much before I get a penalty.
I'm just here so I won't get fined. Garrett Lamar, they came down pit road after the initial cycle of pit stops. They said that they felt a vibration under braking, came down pit road, changed out a brake rotor, but he's one of the fastest cars in the field is now in the rear. That's heartbreaking for the Lamar crew.
Yeah, it's a seriously tough break, and especially at like a road course, it's trickier to make your way through the field, even if you've got fresh tires, and like you've seen it with somebody like Marnell, like last season at all the road courses, he was right up in contention for all those races, and as far back as season one, places like Riverside, and you see the fact that he's just been mired back in the pack because just getting involved in other people's incidents, and just it's like Sisyphus back there. Just you make 2 steps forward and you fall 5 steps back.
Absolutely. And I would say for Gordoff, as we got a nice little battle here for about 11th through 15th, for Gordoff, he loses a rear gunner as well. Lamar was right on his tail, or not right on his tail, but he was holding off the 04, the 37, the 46. Now Gordoff is really on an island all on his own, and he's got a lot of hungry drivers right behind him. Wonder if that'll play into factor, especially late in the race.
Yeah, absolutely, and you saw in the restarts when you had the 2 COT cars lined up first and second, like right beside each other, it obviously meant that one of those two, whether it was the inside or the outside lane, one of them, oh Jesus Christ, that's a huge accident.
Oh my goodness, it looks like that's Michael Guthrie. That's the 77 of Ethan Harrison as yellow comes out. Wow. That's the biggest accident I've seen here at the Roval. Huge wreck, the 51 upside down, the 77 able to keep going somehow, as goodness gracious. That is...
Yeah, I know we're calling them trigger happy on the caution button, but I don't think we can have any complaints with that one. Hopefully Michael's alright.
No, not at all. We were on board with Marnell at the time, who before that was in 20th, made that through. I was just about to mention he was going 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. That's spots for the 23. So little great recovery drive here on lap 17 of 28 for the 23 car. Finally able to stay out of someone's incident, as we're looking at the 62, the 3, and the 14. This is near the middle of the field, but the field comes back to collect the pace car, and I would like to take a look and see what happened here. The 77 bounces off the wall, and the 51 bounces off the inside wall and just goes up and over. Wow.
Yeah, 77 getting into the outside wall there, and as he was trying to recover it, I don't think he realized that Michael had gotten to his inside there, crowded him, and kind of ran Michael down into the inside wall there, gave him nowhere to go. It's a seriously hard lick, especially on like going head into a concrete wall like that. No real protection on it, like the safer barriers we got around the outside of the track. So yeah, hopefully Michael's all right after that.
Absolutely, and that's such a blind spot for the spotters too, because you just get lost. There's so much obstruction in that area. All the pit boxes, the scoring pylon. I mean, if you're being spotted, they're just telling you, hey, you're on your own through here. You got to clear yourself. As green flag is going to come back out here on lap 20 of 28. The 33 and the 04 side by side through there, and Fastnot looks like he's going to take the lead through turns 1 and 2. The 04 for the first time today takes that outside lane. The 33 is going to try to battle back. Really slides it through 3 and 4. Gordoff was melting his tires almost, trying to get back to that 04 car. As official word, Guthrie checked and released from the care center, and he gave our care center reporter a big old thumbs up and a high five. So that's good to hear.
Good to hear. Yeah. Yeah, as I was referencing there, only just before that that yellow came out there, about the fact that it was, like you were saying about having Lamar as the rear gunner there for Gordov, and as you saw on that last restart there, that the second that it didn't happen, where there was the two CRT cars out front, it was Fastnot who took advantage of that and was able to get himself to the lead. So
now we get a true test to see what the advantage for the leader is. As here's the 23, working on the 52 here. We're going to keep an eye on Marnell, I would say. He's been making a charge through the field. I don't think he's got enough time to get up to, I would say, the top 5, but I think that 23 could make a quite solid recovery run. He's been having quite the race, especially in the second half. But, like to your point, no rear gunner. Lamar back in the field, so now it's going to be a true test to see how Gordov can handle being in second, what the effect of the dirty air is, and if Lamar was really just backing off or if he was actually not able to get back up to the 33. This is Blake Walker in the 88 making moves for 23rd. Another one of the drivers that is underneath the cut line, needs to make some good moves to try and lock his way into the second round of the in-season tournament, or at the very least, try to get a better matchup, as the 31 of Quentin Haley really sends it in for the backstretch on Reed Simpson. Not able to make it stick so far, but the 4 leaves the door open for the 31. Reed Simpson, such a nice guy, such a nice racer, as he's going to be side-by-side with Haley through turns 16 and 17.
yeah, so far for Reed's team, they've had a few unfortunate finishes. They need a stroke of good luck here in the next few races, but hopefully it comes their way.
Absolutely. I mean, they've kept all 3 cars clean so far today, and I think no matter the result, I think that's going to make Simpson extremely happy. As, I mean, they've had a sneaky solid season from Chase Gibbons. I think he's sitting in the top 20 in points. But the 4 and the 1 car just haven't had the luck this season. So looks like this road course is really going to be a good turning point for this Simpson Autosport group. The only 3 Toyotas in the field. Through the backstretch chicane, this is the 46 of Ryan Barone. Jumps the curb a little bit. As good runs for KHI here. This is the 21 and the 3 of Joe Kraus. All 3 of them are sitting right around each other. I think this is for 19th, 20th, and 21st. On board with Ricardo Garcia being passed by the 68 of Jordan Madron. Garcia's looking for a little bit of goodwill, both in his efforts on the track as he's getting passed by the 13 as well. Both in his efforts on track and through the garage. Hasn't made many friends in his return to the Cup Series, but looks like he's kept it clean here today.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I don't know, I know we're all kind of for the legalization of certain things, but I don't know what Garcia was smoking through the first couple of weeks, but looks like he's cleaned up his acting here today, so that's good to see at least.
Absolutely. As the 13 definitely didn't give him a little courtesy, though. Lamar gave him a slight little door, as you probably saw through the turn 16 and 17. Grayson Collins, an independent team based out of the British Isles, across the pond there in London. He's had a great day so far. He's had a great season. Last few races, he's really turned up the wick, had a great run at Rockingham, solid run at Las Vegas. He's sitting inside the top 10 with that 5 car. An independent effort, doing really good here stateside.
Yeah, of course, there's a couple of teams who are trying that particular feat, and as you can see with the issues that are currently unfolding at Creation, it's not an easy task. So yeah, fair play to Brazen for that one.
Absolutely. Lots of rumors circling in the rumor mill with Creation, logistics issues, and especially with the tariffs really hindering the 01 and the 10. I know you guys work quite in conjunction with them. Any further word with that, or are you guys just keeping quiet so far?
Yeah, I don't want to share too much before it kind of goes public, but there has been workings behind the scene to make sure that those cars uh, can keep going throughout the rest of the season, whether it's with creation or whether it's under a new name. Uh, we are going to try to see those two cars complete the entire season. We don't want to see any drop off in the numbers in the LIMECAR field. So we've been working hard. Obviously, it's CRT equipment that's being used, and as we've got support as well from Chevrolet. So ourselves and Chevrolet have been working hard to try to make sure those cars stay on track for the rest of the season. So we're not too sure exactly what the final outcome of that's going to be, but we'll definitely be seeing the 01 and 10 continue on. That's for sure.
That is good to hear. We'd love to hear a healthy car count, even if it does mean some rearranging, reallocation of funds. So that's good to know. Get to hear a strong word of confidence from the CRT, the man himself, managing director. Not the man himself, as he's sitting, it looks like, in 14th right now. That 23 car putting together a great recovery run, but the 33, look at him crank at the wheel here. He's really sawing at it, trying to get back on that 04. That infield section, Gordoff was just killing it. The other CRT car that was up front, the 13, I mean, this is just a what it could have been type of day. Sitting in 27th, trying to work his way back through the field. But Lamar, rightfully frustrated. I mean, this is just really unfortunate to see from the driver who's been so successful at road courses and winner of the Roval here last year as well, to boot. Just not having a great day.
Yeah, like you say, for somebody who's coming off a season as successful at road courses as he had last year, to find himself in a situation like this must be super frustrating. He knows he's got way more potential than a finish outside the top 20 at the road courses. So for sure, Garrett isn't going to be too happy with this one, but at least he showed he had the speed this weekend, so that's a positive he can take into future road courses. And I know that obviously Chris has had a fair amount of woulda, shoulda, couldas at road courses, so I know he'll have some words of encouragement and advice for Garrett at least.
Absolutely. As we saw the 48 of Ricardo Garcia pitting for the second time, trying to boost our numbers here, it appears, with the pit road quota. It looks like everybody else is going to make it on fuel. No report saying that anybody has to pit whatsoever. I think a lot of these caution laps definitely help. So it must have been a fuel pickup issue or just not filling the car right. But the 48 came down pit road for fuel only twice here today. So very interesting for the Mudfish Motorsports group, who's having a great day overall with their other cars, as the 46 makes a pass for third. They've got the 04 in the lead. They have the 83 in 8th, and then T-Motor Strokey Banger is sitting in the top 15. And Ricardo Garcia is supposed to be their road course ace. So, again, unfortunate issue for the 48, who had to pit twice here today. Is it out of time for Robbie Gordoff? He's starting to... Looks like he's melted the tires off a little bit. I would say this is the one time where no pit stops is really hurting this 33 car. I bet he wants a fresh set of Goodyears right now. Yeah. 4 miles to go.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be another second place finish here for CRT. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Was Tyler Cooke coming up with a couple of second place finishes, and again here for Robbie Gordoff. So yeah, it's like you say, with the way the point system works in LimeCar, this is a killer as well. You know, that's a 10-point swing just for one position. So across a couple of second places as opposed to first places, you're talking 30 points. So it is a bitter pill to swallow. You'd like to see one of our guys be able to seal the deal one of these days.
White flag comes out for Matthew Fastnot. 2.32 miles to go. 17, now 16 corners left for Gordoff to try to make something happen. He's been wicked fast through this infield section. Going to take a quick cut to the 23. I mean, that rear clip is all but hanging off, but he's sitting in 10th place right now, and I don't want to... I mean, this is a great positive. He's got the fastest lap on track so far, especially with being in so much traffic. Great feat for the 23 car, having the fastest lap on track.
Yeah, like you say, for having a dinged up race car, it's obviously not 100% right now, but even still, Marnell's powering through. Like you say, going from the rear of the field, being mired in incidents, and finishing the day with a top 10. I know it's not exactly what he wanted, but a lot of positives to take away for the 23 team. A lot of positives to take away from Matthew Fastnot as well.
I wouldn't count the 33 out of it quite yet. He might have fallen out of send zone, didn't get the great exit out of that backstretch chicane, but it's the 04 Matthew Fastnot. Came in, swooped into the lead on lap 20, and he's going to do it. The 04 wins the Bank of America Roval 400 for the 5th race of the season, 5th different winner, and a new winner at a road course. Matthew Fastnot takes home the victory after 28 grueling laps here. And I know I've been talking about it a little bit, but I bet those tires are just screaming right now. Those tires are absolutely melted. That was the longest green flag run we had to end the race of 9 laps. Great little run to the finish here as the field cycles on through. 04 is going to celebrate, and rightfully so. That's Matthew Fastnot in the 04 for Mudfish Motorsports. This is the 3rd win on the season for a Dodge outfit. 1 win by Chevy and 1 win by Ford. So, are Dodges the one to beat? This is very interesting to make a note of. 3 different winners from Dodge, but still not what I expected to start the season. Here's the official results. Fastnot, Gordoff, Barone, Chen, Arrow, Nicholas, Collins, Banger, McDaniel, and Marnell rounds out the top 10. Justin Haley was in the top 10 to end that last restart, but he fell down to 12th. Casgrala makes his way up to 14th after starting towards the rear. Reed Simpson, Logan Williams, Eric Yuko, Ethan Harrison, Chase Gibbons finishes 19th, and Aaron Giffen finishes 20th. Top 15 run for Reed Simpson here. That's a great little run for the former IMSA driver. These road courses always his forte. As we look towards the back half of the field here, Joe Kraus, Anthony Fonts, Zachary Ponce, Blake Walker, Garrett Lamar ends up 25th. I would say having to make his way through the field without the help of very many yellows, a 25th place run is pretty solid for that 13 car, given having been sent to the back of the field after his late pit stop. Soa told Madron. Aquarius Greenhouse Jr. was up front towards the start of the day, finishes 29th. Fridge, Cook with a 31st place finish. And Quentin Haley, Ricardo Garcia finish a lap down. Michael Guthrie out of the race, and Kyle Maybe as well. That 04 is going to burn it down as we'll take a look at our standings here. Santiago Nicholas has jumped up to 2nd place here. As, I mean, you can just see how much difference a win can do. Fastnot jumps into 5th place in points. I mean, that's just such a big gap. The Aris Yuko didn't have the greatest of days, and I think that gap from 1st to 2nd has closed in by 11 points. Henry Guo, the Season 1 champion, in 3rd. Christopher Manel sitting in 4th, as we're going to cycle on through. Very, very tight points battle here, and you'll see the cut line there between 24th and 25th. Justin Haley was able to jump up above. Robbie Gordoff was able to as well. Norris Told sits in 24th place. And 25th on back. They'll be fighting with each other for this in-season tournament. I tell you what, first round being the Coke 600, 100 laps, grueling race. Certainly going to be interesting, Tommy, for the first round, especially with these back half of the field guys. They're going to be really, really hungry.
Yeah,
So far.
it's gonna be a really interesting one when you see the fact that there's gonna be, like you say, those guys from 25th on back who are gonna be fighting for against each other in these head to heads, and then you've got the top 24 who are just gonna be racing like it's a normal race. So with that first round bye, it's gonna be interesting to see how that works.
As here are the first round matchups. This is what we've been waiting for. It's going to be super exciting to see how these guys really fight with each other. So we'll have Jerry Chen against Blake Walker, Strokey Banger against Zachary Ponce, Cam Wright Jr. against Quentin Haley, Arrow versus Kraus. That's two teammates, by the way. Very interesting. Harry Williams versus Viscani, Soa versus Garcia, Foss versus Green, and Simpson versus Fridge. So the driver that finishes higher in the race will advance on. So you don't have to wreck someone to win. Although, could we see boys have at it? Could we see someone try to wreck for an advancement? I don't think we'll see it in round one, but who knows? I mean, the final race is going to be mano a mano, head to head. Do we see someone wreck each other for this in-season tournament as it kicks off next week?
I'm not too sure, honestly. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think the aggression's going to be turned up for some of these drivers, that's for sure. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a great race next week. The Coke 600, it's going to be a great broadcast. It's going to be a great 100 laps here for the second race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway and the first race of the in-season tournament. From Tyson Gifford and Tommy McIntyre, we thank you for today's race. Any last words before we sign off?
No, just you'll have to get me back in the booth again, man. It seems like we keep coming up with second place finishes when I'm around. So look, I know it's not a win, but I'll definitely take 50 points on the table. So yeah, please have me back again soon.
Absolutely. Well, we'll invite you back here very soon. From all of us at the LimeCar Sim Racing Network, we thank you, and we'll see y'all next week for the Coke 600.